Well, let's talk about risk for a minute, particularly in this world of new technologies. There's so many new technologies at this conference. It's wonderful, it's amazing, but they're not all going to work. What do I do? Well, one thing to remember is technique follows technology. Technique follows technology. We don't always know where technology will take us, right? There's always been a name for the store. I mean, here's a fish store sign that comes from the Roman Empire. Thousands of years ago, there was a name on the store, and then we had people outside trying to bring people in. But it took an innovation of technology to change things, because glass for centuries looked like this. And then suddenly in Venice, they discovered how to make clear glass, and it looked like this. And in 1795, Francis Place invented the store window. That was a huge innovation in 1795. And who took stock from behind the counter and put goods on display? It was Harry Selfridge, who put goods on display, who put ladies' makeup down in front, and that was pretty radical, because makeup was supposed to be hidden away. Women didn't actually use it, right? It was a secret. And then prices went from haggling to Wanamaker, who invented the price tag. All interesting innovations that drove change. Why the history lesson? Why am I talking about the history of retail? Because what was revolutionary then is commonplace now. We don't think about the store window or the price tag as an innovation. They just are. That's what's going to happen to the technology out there. Were these risks that these people took? You wouldn't think so. Although condemned by many, I sold from the window more goods, said Francis Place. Condemned by many for a window? Yes. People thought it was a useless extravagance to have a window in a store. Selfridge took a huge risk with makeup. People vilified him. Worse, he put lavatories in the stores so people would hang out longer. That was a big deal too, and people thought he was crazy. And you never know the result. Wanamaker's price tag and the combination with the store window led to markdowns in the window. Couldn't do that before you had a price tag. What was commonplace now was revolutionary then. Can you imagine a world without Travelocity and Kayak? All of you booked online to get here, I'm sure. It's just commonplace. So what are you going to do with risk? Avoid it, reduce it, transfer it, or accept it? The world is moving fast, and you have to move with it. Success today demands we keep up with technology, and there's so much out there. Analytics, social, cloud, mobile, cognitive, all of them coming together to change how we do business. Analytics have been around forever. At Travelocity, 15 years ago, we were using analytics. We saved every search that every customer ever did on Travelocity. And if you searched New York to San Diego 3 times, you better be sure you were going to get an email that said, here's the new low price to San Diego. And we hooked that fish. But back then, we were using stone tools. It was hard to do this stuff. Today, it's so much easier. And people like Macy's are blowing up their customer silos and getting a new 360-degree view of the individual customer, something that's very hard to do in the past. Now it's pretty easy. Now people demand it. Customers today, clearly always on. That's why Kayak has been so successful. But in your business, in retail, the numbers are staggering. 47% of Thanksgiving traffic was mobile. 30% of sales online were mobile. You've got to be there. You've got to go to mobile because that's what the customer demands. Social, it's clearly changed my business. Buyer experiences are shared, but no longer one-to-one over the backyard fence. Now it's one-to-many over the network on sites like TripAdvisor, where they now have 150 million hotel reviews. No one takes a trip without looking at TripAdvisor and checking what other people think. How do we combine the physical world with the digital world? Nordstrom and Pinterest getting together. How do we do that? Because people in the physical store, they want to know what everybody else thinks too. They're demanding it. We have to move. But at the same time, we have to keep it simple. Kayak, simple, scalable, speedy. That's how we succeeded. Very fast, very simple. Our organization and business model was simple too. When we took Travelocity public, I had 4,000 people in the organization. We took Kayak public with 200 people. How in the world did we do it? Part of it was cloud. Cloud allowed us to shed all the legacy. It allowed us to forget about the iron. It made us nimble. It's so important. Target has cut 8,500 servers. Now they only have 2 per store. Cloud makes you nimble and fast. And how about smart? How about being really smart? That's where cognitive comes in. I spent the last year working with IBM and Watson, and we announced a new company for travel called Wayblazer.